And now this, I want to push it down and I can transfer it again. Try to get out of that.
Yeah, this is unpaid.
Yeah. And now look how easy it is to get under his head. Okay. To use my tuck leg, I'm not going to use my post leg. Okay, so my tuck leg, I'm going to do ideas like this. I can jab either foot, okay? And I'm not trying to like hurt him. I'm just trying to like control where his leg is. So I can jab, use that as an off balance as well. I can swipe, okay? And then once I swipe, I can use that to sweep or again, off balance. And then I can also hook, right? Hooks I can use to pull myself forward or pull him forward, depending on what we would like to do. So the first combo I would like you guys to work on is jab, swipe, hook, and then either pull yourself forward or pull his leg towards you and set up your Ashi shin on shin entry, okay? So we're here, we're keeping him at bay, we jab, we swipe, we hook, and now you can use your hook to pull his leg potentially towards you to grab, and now we have a shin on shin, and we can enter into our Ashi, right? Or you can move yourself. You can use the hook to pull yourself forward as well. So like if I'm here, right, I can get to this position and I can use my hook to pull myself forward and then grab shin on shin entry, okay? Can we circle a little bit? Start over here. Yeah. Try it again. So jab, swipe, hook, and then pull them into your Ashi, and you see I grab both legs, okay? Now if I have both legs, the sweep is a lot easier. You're gonna knock them down, and as you knock them down here, we can go to our leg lock or sweep of your choice. Now, your basic ankle lock is great from here if you're doing IBGF rolls. If you want, you can go to heel hooks as well if you don't have rolls like that. I hold both legs, and then I weave this leg through to the Reaper, and then from there we can go to our heel hooks, our toe holds, our steering wheel foot locks, all that stuff. I personally really like the steering wheel foot lock. I feel like I can push his toes, and I can grab the heel and rotate it. Okay, as so here. Okay, pulling the heel, pushing the toes. I really like this one, so it's really, it can be a quick one or a slow one, so I do like to control that. So one more time, jab, swipe, hook, and then you can use that to pull them into your Ashi, knock them down, and set up your leg lock of your choice. Okay, in my case, I like the steering wheel. So our next idea is we're going to talk about if he has his leg in the middle. There's like two scenarios: leg in the middle, or he like steps over. Both scenarios, we can do a swipe hook, okay? And doing this right, you can take it back in like a crab ride position, which is pretty sweet. So go back, please. So like say he has his leg in the middle, which is pretty normal, and he wants a knee slice and do all those type of things. What I've been trying to do is jab this far leg, just to kind of off balance him a little bit. As I jab, I grab, and I'm gonna replace it now here. Now I'm gonna look to hook and swipe. And as I hook and swipe, I'm going to look to center myself up and try to grab his hips to enter into the crab ride, right? So I swipe, and then we're here, okay? So one more time. He's starting to try to pass my guard, jab, and I bring it over here, and I can swipe, and I'm good to go. Now from here, we have a couple routes. Route one, I really want you guys to be careful. When you pull them back, one second, Marco. Yeah, when you pull them back, don't sit up right away. If you're grabbing their hips or their legs and you pull them back as you extend, and his head is flying backwards, and you're going to collide heads. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to pull them back, and I'll let them fall first, then I'll sit up and get my hooks in. Okay, so again, we're here. Okay, boom, boom, right? As soon as I try to again, please. Yeah, so he steps, and you gotta also time it. You're here and say he steps over. You can time that as well. Does that make sense? And then from there, you grab here. Watch how, as I make him fall, I'm going to not sit up until he falls. Okay, he falls, now I sit up because I don't want to smack heads. Okay? Another route we can take here is enter into 50-50. We can't pull him on top. So again, I look to jab, replace, swipe, grab. And like I said, I can't pull him on top. He's too strong or whatever the case may be. I'm going to look to keep this grip, and I'm going to pull my knee in sideways, and I'm going to shoot up to 50-50, right? Does that make sense? Now, once this happens, ideally, I want to grab that far leg if possible. If you can't, just grab your own knees. Okay, and then from here, we're good to go with our heel hooks, our attacks, whatever you want, okay? All right, so one more time. Two scenarios. Scenario one, he steps over and I time that, okay? Scenario two is I look to like just put my foot there itself. But he has really good balance here, so I want to off balance him first. So I jab, then I put it there, then I can swipe no problem and grab. Okay, he steps over, go ahead, try to step over, time it, boom. Okay, from there, he takes back, good to go. We'll do a double swipe hook variation. Some people nickname it the dummy sweep. It's super solid. It works when they're square. If you're staggered, I wouldn't recommend doing such a thing. You can try, but I have not too much success doing it. So if he's like, as soon as he's square though, I'm gonna look to slide forward and do double swipe hook, push the thighs. I don't like to push the knees, I like to push the thighs, okay? And then as he falls, grab his legs. Ideally both. One will do, but ideally both, okay? So again, we're here. I want you to practice with distance so you can practice sliding. Here, I'm jabbing, he steps square. Now's the time to do it. So we lunge forward, swipe hook, grab, and then from here, we can either get up and like look to pass and score a sweep, or we can enter back into our legs, right? So it's up to y'all, okay? I'll let you guys choose. Okay, guys? Any questions? And you guys can play around with the whole idea. Like if he's standing like staggered, I'm just gonna like start jabbing, and then once you like stand square, there it is, boom, okay? All right, so you can play around with ideas like that. Let's bring it in, okay? So I wanna go over a little bit more of the truck as well today. Okay, so we're gonna have the back position. And this is my preference when it comes to like doing it on the side of the choke. I would prefer you do it on the side of the choke. I feel like we have more control. You could do it on the underside as well. So what I mean by that, I have an over, under, the overside is the choke. So I fall to the side of the choke here. I feel like I have more control with my bottom hook in one arm. If it's the side of under, I lose control a lot easier. But with that being said, I get here, I go to the clamp first. Okay, kick his leg over, across my feet. And now I like the outside on top in this equation. I'm doing a combination of a couple things. I'm sliding myself down and pulling them up simultaneously. I put my foot on the mat. I put my foot on the mat if needed, and sometimes I do need it. So I pull my arms up like this with my seatbelt, and I slide myself down simultaneously. Okay, and then when I do that, I can look to figure four, and I weave it under, and then I extend ankle to ankle. Now we're in a truck lockdown. Okay. Now once we get to this position. And keep this in mind, some competitions won't allow this, like IBGF and whatnot. Just depends, okay? So just understand the rules when you compete, okay? But it's great, okay? It is a great move. It's great control. It's like my backup back game, okay? From there, I sit up. I like to hug around the thigh. I like to go S grip. It's like my longest strong grip, all right? And then from there, I pull him on top. And as I pull him on top, I want his butt on my stomach. Now, you can keep your lockdown, but I prefer a figure four and stomping his foot to the mat, so it's hard for him to re-truck me. If you're here, the re-truck is a lot more easier for him. So this makes it a lot harder for him. Now, once we get to this position, I'm gonna grab the foot. I'm gonna pull myself a little bit more of a better angle, and I'm gonna grab the toes. I don't go two arms because the counter arm bar, that could be a thing. If you're gonna go two arms, make sure you hide your elbow or get a really good angle. I do go two arms sometimes, but I make sure I get a good angle, okay? So from here, I pull the toes, and now you can do it with your figure four, or you can angle out your toes towards his kneecap and start stomping and pulling it down, okay? I don't like pulling here, kick your leg away, okay? If I go here, try to kick your leg away, I have a lot better control, okay? All right, now from there, we can extend, and now we can go for a crotch ripper. I'm gonna look to S grip, and I'm gonna make like a circle around my head, and I'm gonna extend the lockdown, and as you extend the lockdown here, you can do it with the lockdown, or you can look to hook and stomp his own leg as well. It adds a little more pressure. And then from there as well, we have the twister set up, okay? So I'll wait till he messes with my arm a little bit, and then when I feel that, I'll let go, I'll cross grab that wrist, and I pull it across and shoot the uppercut. Now sometimes he'll connect his hands, right? And if this ever happens, but you got your hook in, you can break this grip pretty good if you extend your lockdown and pull. So you have to do a good push-pull kind of idea, right? So I'm pushing with my lockdown and I pull my arm simultaneously. Ideally, get this elbow in his ribs too to make it a little bit more uncomfortable. So I'm gonna pull and extend my lockdown simultaneously. You can hold on pretty tight here, okay? From there, I have like the baseball bat control. I bring it behind my head and I wanna hold the wrist the whole time. This is the mistake people do. They let go and they try to go for the head and he brings his arm back. So I like to hold the wrist, like try to get that back. Now another issue we have with the twister is like he's burying his head. I can't get under his head. You guys ever had that issue? Yep. So you keep the wrist the whole time so he can't get that back. You use your lockdown to move him around to get his head off the mat. Like try to keep your head on the mat and watch how I use my lockdown. Okay, now I pin him. Okay, now I pin him and now I let go of his arm and connect. I go S grip around the skull. Around the neck is no good. You want to go around the skull, and sometimes I'll like grab like this and get super deep, right? Okay, extend the lockdown and slowly pull the head towards you. And after that, the last one is if he happens to get his arm back, we'll just take his back again, okay, and go for the choke right away. Okay, same setup. The only thing that's going to be different here is I don't rush the process of the truck sometimes for me. So I'll sit up like this and I'll just like hang out for a second. And I hope he falls for the bait, mess with my arms. There it is, boom, okay? Now I got that twister set up here. Now what's gonna be different about this, like you want the traditional route, you guys have that, you guys know how to do that now. So keep doing that. This next route, it's not gonna be for everyone, okay? So we're here, right? We got his arm across. Now my goal here is to transfer it behind my head, that stays the same. I'm gonna look to transfer wrist control. This is what makes it different. I'm not gonna go for his head right now. Okay, I'm having a hard time. This works really well if you can't pick up their head. I'm gonna look to grab this, and he's gonna be using this other arm the whole time. Okay, so you gotta keep that in mind. It's always gonna be a fight. It's never gonna be easy. I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna make like a circle. This other arm's gonna go through. This is one of the challenging parts about this, but like try to pull off that grip, and then go ahead, try to mess with this arm with your other hand, and then you're gonna be hand fighting the whole time. But when you have an opportunity, I like to swim through, and as I swim through, okay, I'm gonna look to sit up now. And as I sit up, I put this behind my back. And this is really tight, right? It's gonna be really hard for him to stop. And then once I get to here, I'm gonna lay on it, and then I'm gonna go towards his head, and I do an RNC finish here, okay? I'm gonna go slow. Hold the top if you need to, okay? Okay? I like to say like Swedish, DEFCON 4. Swedish is that extra step, and then DEFCON 4 is the finish there, okay? This is like the tightest variation that you're gonna find. One of the tightest variations anyway. So again, we're here. The setup will be like initial, take the back here, boom. We're in this position. I'm fighting for the choke. He's defending the choke well. I slide into it, get my lockdown. I sit up, I grab, see if he falls for the bait. Cool, thank you. Okay, put it behind my head, transfer, go through the gap. And now this is like another awkward part is like you want to push it down as you sit up here, okay? And now this, I want to push it down and I can transfer it again. Try to get out of that.
Yeah, this is unpaid.
Yeah. And now look how easy it is to get under his head. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. You guys can play around with that if you like. It's a lot of extra steps, but it's super tight. Break on 3. 1, 2, 3.